Okay, still at the InterDigital booth. Now with Nick, he's going to talk to us a little bit about the M2M demonstration. So Nick, can you tell us a little what you're showing and how it fits into the wireless bandwidth problem?
Okay, sure. What we're doing is we're working within the ETSI M2M standards to create a standard for the M2M space. Right now there's a very fragmented market, and we think that by standardizing the M2M system from the devices in the field to the network applications, that you'll open up interoperability of these systems and also enable operators to take advantage of the M2M space and provide services and integrate these M2M services closely into their mobile core networks.
So are there standards right now for this that already exist that just need to be kind of upgraded and fleshed out, or are there any standards at all?
There's no standard that covers the end-to-end system. What exists are individual standards and vertical markets that usually are addressed by one particular provider from the network application to the end device, and those generally are not interoperable between vendors, and they're usually market segment specific. So what this will allow you to do is have a standard interface, a standard architecture that will open up that window for network application developers, device manufacturers, and very importantly the operators that can take advantage and provide key services to this M2M community.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'm looking at a pretty impressive GUI here. What are you showing at this console?
Yeah, sure. What we've done is within our work with the ETSI M2M standards, as well as other standards including 3GPP and others like IETF, we've created a prototype system that implements that standard and we have a software prototype for the gateway, for the M2M server, as well as an application protocol that runs from the devices all the way through to the network application. So it provides a common interface for all these elements. And importantly, the gateway we see as a key element in this system, because if we push more and more device management and functionality down towards the gateway, down towards the end devices, you offload much of the traffic and load on the network, which with the expected explosion of M2M devices will significantly help you plan and properly manage that number of devices.
I see. And then what are we showing here down in this console?
Okay, right here we have the elements of the system. We have a gateway representation, and this architecture is specific, been defined by ETSI. It contains elements for device management, for security, for addressability and abstraction of specific IP addresses. And then it also handles things like billing, so that vendors can can track who's have access to the devices and by network applications. And we have a similar architecture over in the server side, which we show here. And this is the same type of elements that are created on the server side. And what this gives you gives that interface to the end application developer and a common interface into this. And once he accesses this server and registers, he has access to then all the devices behind that server that have been registered.
Nice. And
can do a discovery of those resources and then take advantage of that and make use of those resources.
Nice.
So we also have the example devices in our demonstration are low power sensor devices based on the 802.15.4 standard, and these also are IPv6, which is important because the proliferation of those number of devices, you're going to need a much larger addressing range, so you're going to need an IPv6 system. So what we have is the networks are IPv6, and then the gateway acts as a translator into the IPv4 network, which still, of course, has to be supported. So these were our example applications for security, ventilation, and lighting control, and again, temperature sensing, thermostats, and the like. Typical home or enterprise or commercial applications.
It's very impressive. How does continuous computing fit into what InterDigital doing with M2M?
Well, in our system, if I can go forward a couple of slides, we have used a system that has these elements that I've just referred to, and the backhaul system that we're showing is it's a 3G femtocell and core network emulation. And Continuous Computing has provided the core network emulator software that we're using, as well as the femtocell software support and software development services for the server gateway and the WPAN devices as well. So what's critical there is one of the things we're looking forward in our next phase of development is to closely integrate the M2M server within the mobile core network. And by working closely with Continuous Computing, we hope to create ideas for how best to integrate those two elements and make it attractive for operators to do so in their networks.
Nice, nice. Very impressive. I really appreciate the time you spent with us. Thanks very much, Nick.
Okay, thank you.